got to reduce your overhead. That's what that's called, reducing your overhead. Overhead is the amount of money you have to spend every month just to live. And that's how you progress to a happy life, is not have any overhead. I'm totally convinced. I have learned, don't buy that unless you're going to pay cash. And when I mean cash, I mean, if you got to put it on a credit card and you can pay that credit card off in 4 or 5 months, it's okay to do that. But otherwise, be a deadbeat and pay that credit card off every month. Some expenses you don't need. You don't need a brand new car. You don't need a, this or that. You can deal with that. You can live with that over. I'm living in a house that cost $40,000 to build, brand new. Well, that little sander outside is going to conk out any day. I expect it to. Although I've been saying that for 10 years. That's why I set it outside, because it was so funky. And it'll have a dust collector, and I'll probably set it inside the shop here somewhere. I use a lot of my space just storing stuff that I've already finished. I mean, it's kind of a waste. I need another container outside, really. The problem with the tool is that I use it in a real irregular way. And so all of its stops, like it had a stop on one side so that you could kind of put something up against it and sand. But I removed that because I needed a longer space. And I never put it back on. I just hold the board still. I don't need a stop, If I need a stop, I'll put a clamp on there. I don't need that thing. It makes it harder to change the belt. And I took off all the dust collection machinery that goes on that thing because I needed the space that it occupied to do the work. And so, I don't know, maybe a new one would still go outside, stripped down just like that. It just, it would work. As long as this one works, I don't fault it. It's going to stay in production. It's so bad right now that I use a hammer to change the belt, a rubber hammer, just on that flip switch. And I hammer the head spring mechanism is kind of jammy, probably from being outside, but it was kind of like that while it was inside too, because it's old, it's an old piece. I value it, but not very much. Just hope I'll get through the belts that I have for it before it conks out. I probably bought 20 in advance. I had confidence it's going to keep rolling. You need a really good sander, and you need a bandsaw. A bandsaw is not cheap. I paid $3,600 for that bandsaw some years ago. It's a Laguna 24-inch. I only use one size band. It's 1 1/4 band. That's too much computer stuff for me. I'll wait for the AI so that I don't have to learn CAD. And that's just around the corner. I mean, by the time I get it paid for, it'll be a new model that has AI in it, and you can just tell it to spit, and it'll draw a picture of it, I don't know. The more I am doing what I'm doing, the less need it seems like I have for a CNC. I did the Abbott Homes mantle a few years back, 10 years back or so. And I also did their third kitchen island. It's a big home up by Millerton. And that mantle was 137 inches wide, and it had 2 kickbacks that were different wings, I'll call them, that were different lengths. And I went out and measured that thing and came in and built it, and it was a 12-inch face with a 16-inch top all the way around as a wrap. And it took about a month to build, and I built their big fat kitchen island counter too. It looked all great. We walked in and just plugged it right in. It just sat right on top of their bricks just like it was supposed to, first time. So I have my fingers crossed, you do a big project like that. Yeah, I want to make that, join 2 boards together with that joint where you stick a pin in. I don't know what that's called. It's where you join beams together. It's for, anyway, one of my viewers will tell me what it is. If I just look it up, I just don't remember which one it is. I've been tempted to do that. I've seen it done on TV by some Japanese guys several times. I'm tempted to make a pattern and do it myself. I'm busy doing other stuff, When I need that joint, I'll learn it. It's like I did dovetails for a while, you know, on some of my early joinery, and I just got bored with it, and so I just don't do it anymore. It's needlessly stressing yourself for something I really don't like doing. So I don't do it now. I just do the stuff I like to do. Yeah, just that's mostly my days, just the stuff I want to do. I put off judgment, whether it's monotonous, until I get finished. I see it as a journey, not as a destination. You know, when you get finished, you get a lot of feedback from people, and that helps get you through the lean times. You know, when you're actually doing the project. That's maybe one of the reasons why I work so fast. You know, in the grocery business, I learned to work fast, and I just never stopped working fast. You know, it was one of the first jobs I had, and I was required to work fast, and I got used to working fast, and I guess I kind of like to work fast. You know, I like to see the art in this. I really don't care if it has a sale. I would probably just keep making furniture until my fortune is all gone. You know, I don't really care if anybody buys it or not. I'm having fun in the journey. And so that people like my work, and I do push my work towards what people like, it helps keep you in the groove. I'm just trying to please one audience, and that's me and my wife. If she gives me a smile when I make it, then I just keep going, you know. Probably a table, because I'll make those way in advance, maybe 10 years. It's not a 10-year-old table. It's just a table that's been supervised for 10 years in its aging process indoors. You know, this is kind of indoors. And of course, I make it look brand new again before it goes out. So whatever its raw wood deficiencies were, I make them A1 again. Yeah, it's probably the resin, the 5-minute resin. I was real okay with the price before when it was kind of the same price as 24-hour, but I like to work fast. And 5-minute resin went from reasonable to double unreasonable. So I still use it, but I use it less than I did before. I was just this far, close to becoming a herpetologist. You know, I caught a lot of lizards and snakes when I was a kid, and grew up in Bakersfield, where the Caliente Road, man, there's some good snake hunting up there. You know, that whole path kind of changed when I went into service. You know, I got out and I just did what my dad did. He was in the grocery business. And I went to school and met my bride in college. We both decided to start our life rather than keep going to college. Oh, I ground the end of my finger off once with a big stroke sander. Ground this end off the knuckle. That was pretty bad. I put medical grade honey on it, and it grew the skin back. The doctor gave it to me at the VA.
How long did that take?
It took about 2 weeks. I had a board shot at me with the table saw one time, hit me right in the nut really hard. I read Reddit like 3 hours a day. I'm a real Reddit bug.